Mr. Secretary, how firm is the 90 days? Because when you look at the foreign minister, the comment that the Chinese foreign minister that he made, he talked about gradual increases, yet the position from the White House was this is what's going to be negotiated over 90 days. I guess is it a red line? Is it in flux potentially?
I think there's a specific understanding that we're going to now turn the agreement that the two presidents have into a real agreement over the 90 days. Obviously, some of the issues are going to need to be phased in. Some of the issues may need more detailed work, but the idea is there will be a real agreement. And as I've said, this is the first time there is a commitment from China that the agreement will include specific dates, specific targets, specific action items. This is not going to be just kicking the can down.
Mr. Secretary.
Well, I think the first part was to reduce the surcharge. But yes, there have been specific discussions as to what auto tariffs will come down to, but I'm not prepared to talk about the specifics.
So just for clarity, because people are trying to better understand this, is there an agreement that will talk about forming an agreement, or the real terms that have been dictated here that you can share with us?
There were very, very specific items. So, we've been working on this for the last year and a half. This is the first time we exchanged specifics on 142 different structural items. President Xi laid out for President Trump very clearly what they're prepared to do on these issues. And the issues cover everything from purchasing more goods, which we've always talked about, but more importantly, protecting intellectual property, eliminating forced joint ventures, protecting U.S. technology currency. This was a big part of the discussion. We want to make sure that they don't depreciate the currency to harm U.S. workers and U.S. companies. So, yes, this was very, very detailed discussions. The dinner was for over 3 hours.
Mr. Secretary.
Yes.
Mr. Secretary, what impact do you think Americans will immediately feel as a result of this on their word, or do you suspect that there could be more volatility with this relationship come January?
Well, in the very short term, there will be changes in agriculture, so that's probably the easiest thing that you're going to see. Very specific changes right away. I'm taking President Xi at his word and his commitment to President Trump, but they have to deliver on this. So I think the president's been very clear that he expects to move forward with a real agreement, and he reserves his ability to do additional tariffs if we're not successful.
Secretary, these are major structural issues when you talk about IP theft, forced technology transfer, etc. Stuff that you guys have been talking about for months. I know you won't get into private conversations, but what happened at that dinner that suddenly China said these major things? Okay, we're ready to talk and we're ready to deal and let's go forward and do it. What happened?
Well, I think President Trump's strategy on tariffs was very effective. I think it created the first time a real change in the willingness to address certain issues. And I think President Trump and President Xi have developed a very important relationship. I think as the two largest economies, they both understand the responsibilities that we have. But let me just comment also, a big part of the dinner was obviously on the economic issues. The fentanyl issue is a very, very big deal. President Xi said they're going to change major rules and regulations, specifically because President Trump asked him in an understanding that this is killing the Americans. There's also very specific discussion on North Korea and a commitment that they will work with us to make sure that there is a nuclear-free peninsula. Secretary Pompeo has been doing a great job and came out of that meeting with a real commitment from China. And there's many other issues we have with China that we're going to work on. We discussed cyber issues. There was a real commitment across the board with very specific items.
Mr. Secretary, on cybersecurity.
U.S. said that China has agreed that it will effectively call that deadly controlled substance. China's language in that statement was much more watered down. Practically saying they would just look at it and consider restrictions. Comparatively, China will crack down on stiff actions against.
Yes, I heard that commitment there. Now there is work that they need to do to put that through. But yes, I've heard virtue to President Trump that they will move forward with the things that they need to do on that issue. Again, they have rules and regulations that need to be changed. That was very important to President Trump. That's going to save literally thousands and tens of thousands of US lives.
Mr. Secretary.
Could you explain a little bit more what's discussed on devaluation?
Well, I think as you know, the RMB strengthened considerably over the last year, over the last 6 months. It's down roughly to the point where it was when the president was elected. And we're concerned about that. I've had direct discussions over the last several months with the governor of China. These discussions have been based here. We had these discussions with President Xi and President Trump, and there's a strong commitment from China to deal with this issue and make sure they don't continue to devalue the currency.
What do you expect?
I don't know whether this is going to take a few days or implement. There was a specific agreement on that. And again, this is going to create further approach over the next 90 days. I think you're going to begin to see progress on a lot of issues.
On NAFTA, sir, is the message from the president essentially take it or leave it with the USMCA now that he says that withdrawal from NAFTA is
I was with the president on Air Force One. I think some of you were with us. I think he was pretty clear in that. I think this is a great agreement. I think that this is a major breakthrough on lots and lots of issues, not just issues on autos, but more importantly, issues on pharmaceuticals, issues on intellectual property, issues on financial services. I think there's going to be a lot of support in Congress, but this deal has now been signed by all three parties, and we expect it'll pass. If it doesn't, I expect the president will terminate the agreement, as he said.
Mr. Secretary, on cybersecurity, how can you verify that the Chinese are no longer stealing American intellectual property? I mean, this is done by Chinese intelligence services. It's obviously very hidden. How can you prove that that has stopped?
I can assure you that we are going to work with the intelligence community. DHS has obviously certain primary responsibilities. I have responsibilities as it relates to the financial sector. But I can tell you this is a topic that we've discussed at the National Security Council. We have tools to know what's going on and what's not going on. And we're going to protect U.S. companies, and we're going to make sure they live up to these agreements. It's very important to the president.
President Trump is not talking again about his personal relationship with the Chinese. They will meet once again. It's like they bring into some of the more difficult issues, intellectual property and so on. And to think about that.
I know there was an invitation that President Trump extended to President Xi to come back for a U.S. visit. President Xi extended a visit for President Trump to come back to China. There was no specifics on the planning of this, but my expectation is in the near term they will continue to have phone conversations that they've had. This was the third major meeting between both of them, and my expectation is with all these significant issues that they will be meeting in the near future. What the exact logistics are.
Mr. Secretary, one more question. Last one. The president's repeatedly talked about how the U.S. is basically banking billions of dollars because of the tariffs that the president has imposed. Is that a fundamental misunderstanding of how that works? When he imposes tariffs, it's the American consumer that pays more, not the government that makes money, correct?
Well, the U.S. Treasury does take in the tariffs, so the president is absolutely correct in that we are collecting tariffs. I think, as you know, kind of like real estate commissions, sometimes they're paid by the buyer and sometimes they're paid by the seller. Some of these are absorbed by the foreign producers. In certain cases, they're passed on to U.S. companies, but of course the president understands these issues. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Clarify on auto tariff. What's the timeline? It's understandable.
Well, let's chase it.
I like the way that works.
Sorry, okay.
Let me walk it on.
Yeah. Feed that back.
Okay. Hi, everyone. Welcome to Monday morning at the White House. I'm Louisa at the GoldFish Report. That was Secretary Mnuchin, who stopped by to answer some questions from the press regarding the G20 and the success of the meetings there with the president and Xi Jinping. And it seems to be that I think after this 90-day period, there'll be a review. So it doesn't seem like it was a red line or any kind of a deadline that was concrete. Looks like their concern is that they wanted to make sure that this was not going to impact the currency and not the American worker. So they wanted to make sure that I think what President Trump has said from the beginning is he wants fair trade. He wants, if they're going to place tariffs against our exports, that we should also have tariffs on imports. So I think this is very balanced. Secretary Mnuchin said that it was very successful. They were very happy with the talks, and that I think that there was an invitation, an extension to the president by Xi Jinping to come to China and sometime in the future, and also for Xi Jinping to return to come here and visit the White House again at some point in the future. But it looked like the overall message about the G20 meeting on the economic side regarding the trade agreements, which were really very, very well done, and President Trump is putting pressure on Congress right now to get rid of the NAFTA and to implement the new trade agreement with the Americas and with the Mexico and Canada. So I will do more of an update that I will talk about a little bit later. We will be here later today doing a POTUS report, our usual weekly POTUS report with Dr. Jim Fetzer. We'll talk about this a little bit then as well, but I will also come back and do an update. We don't know, who's coming by anytime when we're here at the White House, so we're never quite sure who we're going to end this interview, and we really can't do much about the sound. So unfortunately, folks, that's why I try to stream it. Some people talk louder, some people talk softer, and of course, there's always a leaf blower going on in the background here for some reason, and you can't hear anything, so it's very difficult sound. Although I do like being outside. The sound is not the best. So we will put, I do have a tape recorder, so I also will be able to transcribe what the conversation was to the important points and facts, and then I will be back to update our viewers on that, and I hope you all stand by for that. So we'll be back later today as well with our POTUS report, so stand by for that too. So for now, enjoy the photo of the White House as I close out the video. Yeah.